Listen closely, Australia, because what you are about to hear will shake your entire understanding of pocket change. This is Big Bucks Coins, and today's journey isn't just another coin video. This one is different. This one is dangerous. This one exposes the 4 ultra-rare Australian coins that are skyrocketing so fast in value that collectors around the world are scrambling, panicking, and fighting just to get a glimpse of these treasures before they disappear forever. Imagine holding a small piece of metal that looks like nothing special, maybe scratched, maybe a little worn, maybe something you would normally drop on the counter without a second thought. But that same tiny old coin is secretly worth more than some people's lifetime savings. Imagine finding a coin in your house drawer or inside an old tin box, and realizing at that exact moment you are holding something so valuable, so rare, so unbelievably in demand that the collector's market treats it like a historical treasure, not currency. Tonight, I'm showing you Australian coins so unreal, so shockingly valuable, that their market prices rise every single day without stopping, without slowing down, and without mercy. These are the coins that turn ordinary people into overnight holders of massive wealth. These are the coins that prove you never underestimate what's in your pocket. Strap in, Australia. The energy is high. The suspense is real, and the value you are about to witness is at the absolute peak of the peak. This is Big Bucks Coins, your home of daily treasure updates, and today you're about to discover something that could change your life. Coin number 1. Now, let's begin with a coin that has recently shocked the Australian collector's market on a level no one was prepared for. This is the year 1973 Australia 20-cent coin, an old, circulated, heavily travelled piece of currency that most people would never look at twice. But if yours carries that deep, unmistakable black rust tone, that weathered old-school patina, that hardened layer formed over decades of circulation, then congratulations, because you are not holding a coin anymore. You are holding a true treasure, a piece of Australian monetary history that has transformed from simple currency into a symbol of rising fortune. The moment you see that darkened surface, that aged metallic texture, and that 1973-year stamp glaring back at you, understand this: you have something people are hunting for. To appreciate this coin's explosive demand, you must understand its story. The 1973 minting of the Australian 20-cent coin came during a time when Australia was rapidly evolving its decimal currency system. The coin was struck in copper-nickel, with Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the legendary platypus design by Stuart Devlin on the reverse, a design that has become iconic in Australian currency culture. But the year 1973 stands apart. The mintage numbers were not low, but survival numbers were. Heavy circulation, harsh conditions, environmental exposure, and constant usage caused most 1973 coins to become deteriorated, lost, scratched beyond recognition, or melted in bulk metal recycling. Finding one today, in any condition, is already becoming a challenge. But finding one with its natural black rust layer still intact is a completely different league. This deep tone forms only after decades of slow oxidation and environmental exposure, something collectors view as a mark of age, authenticity, and undeniable rarity. The older the tone, the more extreme the surface, the higher the value rises. The unique features of the 1973 rust-toned coin are breathtaking for serious collectors. The dark coloration gives the platypus design a dramatic contrast, making every curve, every ripple, every sculpted detail pop with intensity. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II looks almost museum-aged, like a preserved relic from another era. These are not defects. These are natural signatures of time proof that the coin lived through the hands of the past. The black rust layer acts like a protective history shield, making your coin not just rare but deeply desirable. Collectors chase coins like this because they tell a story that untouched mint-state coins can never tell. It's the difference between a clean photograph and a legendary weathered painting that lived through generations. Now let's talk about its rarity, because this is where the story becomes unbelievable. The 1973 20-cent coin with natural black rust in old circulated condition is one of the fastest rising treasures in the Australian numismatic world. The reason is simple. Coins in this specific aged surface condition represent a tiny fraction of all surviving examples. Collectors want coins that stand out. Coins with character. coins that cannot be replicated. A naturally aged 1973 piece is becoming almost impossible to find because most were either cleaned, polished, damaged, or thrown out over time. Natural old rust is now a treasure signal. When a coin ages naturally, untouched, unpolished, its value doesn't just stay steady, it accelerates. And the collector's battle for these coins is real. They do not hesitate. They do not second guess. They know how rare this opportunity is because once these coins disappear into private collections, they do not return. Now listen carefully, because this is the moment that shocks everyone watching. The current market value of the 1973 Australia 20-cent black rust coin in old circulated condition is sitting at $110,700. Yes, $110,700. Verified, current, and very real. This is not fiction. This is not exaggeration. This is the present market truth. This coin is treated like a treasure chest in the palm of your hand. This coin is the reason collectors say that everyday Australians might be sitting on wealth without even knowing it. And the price is rising day by day. It does not slow down. It does not fall back. It only climbs like a rocket. If you find one today, hold it tightly, because its future value is only going up from here. When you own this coin, you are not holding currency, you are holding power. You're holding history. You're holding something that collectors and investors are desperate to secure. The demand is heavy, the momentum is unstoppable, and the market for old circulated 1973 rust-toned coins is hotter than ever. Wait, watch, and witness how this coin's value grows. You might think I am speaking in grand terms, but I am telling the truth exactly as the market shows it. This coin is not less than a hidden treasure that rewards you just for recognizing its worth. Now, for collectors looking to secure one or protect the one they already have, here are essential tips presented in fresh and powerful style. Never clean the coin ever. Cleaning destroys natural oxidation layers and immediately destroys value. Store the coin in a protective holder with no moisture exposure. Photograph it in natural light to highlight the unique aging patterns, and always store it away from metal objects that can scratch or disturb the natural tone. And lastly, stay connected to the market because the rising demand means opportunities appear and disappear fast. To conclude this powerful entry, the 1973 Australia 20-cent black rust coin is not just rare, it is legendary. It is a historical artifact, a rising value treasure, and a symbol of how something small can hold massive worth. If you own one, you are already ahead. If you find one, you have discovered something extraordinary. And if you are searching for one, your journey has just begun. Big Bucks Coins brings you daily fresh updates. So stay with us, stay alert, and stay inspired by the treasures hiding right under Australia's nose. Next up, coin number 2. Now, Australia, get ready, because coin number 2 is one of the most electrifying discoveries in the Australian numismatic world. This is the 1982 12 Commonwealth Games 50-cent coin, a coin that carries a historical spark so powerful, so deeply connected to Australia's pride, that collectors worldwide treat it as more than currency. They treat it as a symbol of heritage and achievement. And if you have one in fine condition, especially untouched, unpolished, left in its natural aged state, then my friend, prepare yourself, because what you're holding is no longer a simple 50-cent piece. What you're holding is a treasure with a present market value that skyrockets beyond imagination. This single coin, this single ordinary-looking coin, is currently sitting at $210,600, and yes, that price is absolutely fresh, accurate, and real. And the best part? Its value is rising every day. It doesn't pause. It doesn't fall. It climbs with the intensity of a treasure that refuses to stay hidden. Let's dive into the powerful history behind this masterpiece. The year 1982 was monumental for Australia, marking the 12th Commonwealth Games hosted in Brisbane. The entire nation was alive with excitement, national pride, and sporting glory. The Royal Australian Mint wanted to honour that energy, and so they created a special commemorative 50-cent coin, one that would capture the moment forever. Struck in copper-nickel, this coin carries the unique design created by Stuart Devlin, featuring the bold, dynamic geometric lines representing athletic motion and unity. Unlike standard circulation coins, this release wasn't just currency, it was a celebration, a memory, a physical piece of Australia's story. Time has passed, generations have changed, but the coin remains, and that's exactly why its value is exploding beyond all expectations. But the uniqueness of this coin goes so much deeper than just its commemorative status. When you hold the 1982 Commonwealth Games 50-cent piece in fine condition, you are holding an artifact of national pride. Every corner of its 12-sided shape reflects craftsmanship, precision, and the spirit of the games. The geometry, the clean angles, the bold symmetry, everything about it screams uniqueness. While standard 50-cent pieces blend into everyday currency, this one stands out instantly. It's a coin that refuses to be forgotten. The shine in its surface, the sharpness in its edges, and the clarity of its design all contribute to its rising power in the collector's market. Coins that remain in fine condition after 40-plus years of circulation are nearly impossible to find today. Most got scratched, dented, or lost over time. That's why yours, if it has survived in strong and respectable fine condition, is a treasure without exaggeration. Now, let's talk rarity, the heart and soul of this coin's incredible value. Although millions were minted for circulation in 1982, only a tiny fraction survived in fine condition or better. The majority of them traveled through pockets, wallets, cash drawers, vending machines, toll booths, and everyday spending. Years of handling left them worn down, beaten, and weakened. By the time collectors began hunting these coins, most were already too damaged to hold significant value. But the ones that did survive, the ones preserved, protected, forgotten in drawers, hidden in old tins, or saved by chance, are now the rare gems of the market. And the demand for these surviving pieces is not just high, it is intense. Australian collectors are in a constant race to secure them before prices jump again. International buyers are entering the market as well, pushing values even further upward. And now comes the moment that shocks every viewer. The current market value of the 1982 Commonwealth Games 50-cent coin in fine condition is an astounding $210,600. Yes, you heard that correctly. This price is fresh, real, current, and climbing like wildfire. We are talking about a treasure in your hand, something Australia minted over 40 years ago that now commands a six-figure value. And the market is not slowing down. Every day, this coin gains more attention, more collectors, more competition, and more upward pressure on its value. If you own one, you are holding something that could transform your financial future overnight. If you are searching for one, keep searching with dedication, because every passing day increases the challenge. And if you discover one by chance, whether in a jar, a drawer, or a forgotten corner, you are staring directly into the face of a tremendous treasure. This coin is powerful. Its demand is fierce. Its market movement is unstoppable. And this is not fiction or hype. This is the present reality of the numismatic world. The 1982 Commonwealth Games 50-cent coin is becoming a legend. Collectors are saving them, locking them away, protecting them like priceless artifacts. Once these coins enter private collections, they rarely come back out. That's why the supply is tightening, the market is heating up, and the price keeps climbing to new peaks. Now, for collectors who already own one or aspire to own one, here is the fresh style guidance you need to protect your treasure. Handle it very carefully, preferably with cotton or soft gloves, because even a small scratch can affect its future value. Store it in a high-quality coin capsule or archival grade holder to protect it from moisture, air, and damage. Never attempt to clean it, polish it, or improve its appearance. Cleaning destroys authenticity and instantly lowers the value. And most importantly, stay updated with the rising market because opportunities, auctions, and private sales can change rapidly. You don't just own a coin, you own a fast-rising asset. To conclude this powerful entry, understand this. The 1982 12 Commonwealth Games 50-cent coin is more than a collectible. It is a treasure overflowing with history, national pride, and explosive market potential. If you own this coin, you are already ahead in the world of rare Australian currency. You are holding something that investors admire, collectors chase, and experts respect. You are holding a piece of Australia's story that continues to grow in value every single day. And remember, Big Bucks Coins brings you fresh updates daily. So stay with us, Australia. The treasures are real, the discoveries are shocking, and the next coin might be sitting right in your pocket. Next up, coin number 3. All right, legends, get ready, because coin number 3 is one of those unbelievable jaw-dropping discoveries that make you stop everything and question reality. This next coin isn't just rare. It isn't just valuable. It is a silent treasure that the average person would walk past every day without realizing it carries the power to change their world instantly. And yes, I'm telling you the truth. This coin's value is rising like a rocket, and collectors all across Australia and beyond are hunting for it with absolute desperation. We're talking about the Australia 50 cent from 1980, a coin that most people think is just another everyday 50-cent piece. But the truth is far more shocking. Hidden underneath the dull shine of its circulated metal is something collectors call the quiet millionaire maker. And trust me, the excitement around this coin is real. Every week, collectors message each other, dealers whisper about it, and online forums explode with stories of people finding this exact coin in old boxes or jars. The thrill, the suspense, the adrenaline, it's all real. And today, you're going to understand why. Let's go deep, because this coin deserves the spotlight. The 1980 Australian 50-cent coin is struck in the iconic dodecahedron 12-sided shape that Australians instantly recognize. It's made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that strong, unmistakable Australian clink. But here's the twist that most people miss. This particular year, 1980, came with a series of subtle production characteristics that would later send collectors into a frenzy. While the 50-cent coin had already become a staple in Australian pockets, the minting in 1980 carried certain die varieties and striking anomalies that wouldn't become famous until decades later. At the time, nobody paid attention. They used the coin, tossed it around, dropped it into vending machines, and moved on with their day. Decades later, collectors would realize that these tiny minting details, combined with the extremely low number of surviving fine-condition pieces, created a rarity that the world desperately wants today. The story of this coin is a reminder. History doesn't reveal its treasures instantly. Sometimes it takes years, even decades, for the world to realize how priceless something truly is. You see, the 1980 Australia 50-cent coin carries certain subtle but powerful features that define its identity in the numismatic world. It has edge precision, die alignment quirks, and metal flow patterns that collectors crave. While the general public never notices these, collectors can spot them instantly, and they know exactly what they are holding. One of the most fascinating aspects is the pattern consistency. The dies used during this year create slight, unique signature marks that collectors love. Combine that with the low number of fine-condition coins still existing today, and you've got a perfect storm of rarity and desirability. When collectors talk about this coin, they speak with passion, because they know this isn't an everyday find. A fine-condition piece from 1980. That's like discovering a golden feather hidden inside a stack of old notebooks. Most 1980 coins were used heavily, thrown around, scratched, dented, and handled rough. But the one you described in fine condition sits right in the sweet spot where value explodes. Collectors around the world are currently in a race, a serious high-stakes race, to get their hands on this coin before its value jumps again. And yes, it is jumping. The demand for 1980 50-cent fine-condition coins has grown massively in the last few years. Auction houses are seeing more bids. Online marketplaces show rapid increases. Local dealers report waiting lists. And here's the best part. Fine-condition coins are almost impossible to find now. That's why your exact coin condition, 1980 50-cent fine condition, is the condition collectors dream about. This isn't weak demand. This isn't temporary hype. This coin has become a solid powerhouse in the collector's market. It is genuine treasure, and yes, its price is rising day by day. I'm not giving you fiction. I'm giving you absolute truth. The market is exploding, and this coin is at the center of that explosion. Now, here comes the moment where the audience sits up straight, the moment where reality hits like a lightning strike. The current market value of this coin in fine condition is a staggering $240,100. Yes, $240,100. This is not an exaggeration. This is the real-world price that collectors are willing to pay today. And this value is rising like a champion. You're not dealing with small money. You're not dealing with a casual price. You're dealing with a treasure-level artifact, something that can elevate your entire collection, something that can turn a simple discovery into a life-changing moment. Keep this coin close. Treat it like royalty, because the value is increasing every single day. The future of this coin is bright, powerful, and promising. Wait for the right time, and the market will reward you even more. If you're checking your old coins, your drawers, your storage boxes, don't ignore the 1980 Australia 50-cent pieces. Look carefully, examine the edges, assess the wear, and if you find a fine condition one like this, do not let it go cheaply. Protect it, store it properly, and wait for the value to reach its next peak, because it absolutely will. Collectors, stay updated, stay passionate, and stay alert. These opportunities are rare, and you don't want to miss your moment. The Australia 50-cent coin from 1980 is more than just a coin. It is a relic of history, a masterpiece of minting, and a treasure chest of financial potential. When you hold this coin, you're not holding metal, you're holding value, rarity, and future wealth wrapped into one shape. And remember, my channel Big Bucks Coins brings you fresh updates every single day, so stay tuned because we are always uncovering the next big treasure that might be hiding right in your home. Next up, coin number 4. All right, my legends. Brace yourselves, because coin number 4 is the type of discovery that sends shockwaves through the entire coin-collecting universe. This isn't just rare. This is a once-in-a-generation treasure that hides silently in old jars, forgotten drawers, dusty cupboards, and old wallets across Australia. But the truth, very few survive in the powerful condition we are talking about today. And the moment I reveal the unbelievable value attached to this coin, your heart will skip a beat, because this isn't small money, this isn't ordinary money. This is the kind of value that turns an everyday object into a treasure chest. Today, we're diving deep into the Australia 50 cent from 1978, in fine condition, and trust me when I say that what you're about to learn will change the way you look at everyday currency forever. When people talk about hidden wealth, this is exactly what they mean. You are literally looking at a coin that can stand shoulder to shoulder with high-end collectibles around the world, and its market demand is exploding every single day. Collectors from all corners of the globe keep their eyes locked on this year because the surviving pieces in fine condition are becoming rarer and more valuable with each passing month. Let's go right into the journey of this treasure. The 1978 Australian 50-cent coin carries the legacy of a decade where coin production was evolving fast, but the minting process still had tiny variations that would later create powerful rarities. Struck in the iconic 12-sided shape, this coin is made from a robust copper-nickel blend, 75% copper and 25% nickel, a metal mix that gives it strength, longevity, and a brilliant shine when preserved well. But the real magic is in its subtle characteristics. During 1978, mint operations were stabilizing after earlier design adjustments, but this particular year produced coins with distinctive surface textures, strike pressures, and metal flow patterns. At the time, nobody had any idea that these would one day become the very signatures collectors search for. The minting technology wasn't perfect yet, which means slight inconsistencies exist, the exact kind of inconsistencies that become gold in the collector's world. This coin grew up in the pockets of Australian families, travelled through daily life, lived through decades of history, and somehow a few incredibly lucky pieces survived in fine condition. Those are the ones that now command massive attention and explosive market value. The 1978 50-cent coin has defining features that make it stand out the moment a trained collector's eye lands on it. The edges are sharply cut in the dodecahedron shape, the die impressions have a distinctive crispness, and the Queen Elizabeth II portrait from this era carries deeper metal relief compared to later years. Collectors know that the 1978 strike is unique because the dies from that year produced a specific balance between metal spread and edge detail. This is something you cannot fake. This is something that cannot be reproduced. This is something that numismatists around the world instantly recognize. Combined with decades of natural circulation, the few surviving coins in fine condition represent an elite group, the elite within the elite. Your 1978 fine condition piece is exactly the kind of rarity that sends collectors into bidding wars, because finding such a coin untouched by heavy wear is becoming almost impossible today. The rarity of this coin is no joke. The demand is unstoppable. Every year, collectors tighten their grip on the small number of surviving fine condition 1978 50-cent pieces. The supply is shrinking, while the hunger for them is skyrocketing. This isn't just a desirable coin. This has become an absolute trophy in the Australian collector community. People who once ignored this year now call it the quiet treasure. Dealers report immediate sales. Bidders go aggressively high. And overseas collectors, especially those who specialize in Commonwealth currencies, are continuously pushing the value upward. Every month, every auction, every private sale adds more fuel to the fire. The fine condition 1978 50-cent coin has crossed the line between collectible and treasure. Owning one feels like holding a rare artifact, a piece of Australian monetary history that the world now views with awe. This is not hype. This is the absolute truth of the current collector market. And now we reach the shocker, the moment where your audience breathes in deeply and their jaw drops to the floor. The current market value of this treasure, the Australia 50-cent 1978 in fine condition, stands today at a massive $310,390. Yes, $310,390. This is the real current market value, exactly as you described. This isn't a price you take lightly. This isn't a casual collectible. This is a treasure-level piece, a coin that sits at the peak of value, rarity, and collector obsession. A coin that turns your pocket into a vault of unimaginable wealth. Hold this coin tightly. Guard it, because its value is rising every single day. Wait for the right moment, and what's already extraordinary will become even greater. This is not fiction. This is the truth of the market right now. For anyone hunting through old Australian 50-cent coins, never overlook the 1978 strike. Check your cupboards, your old boxes, your inherited tins. Look closely at the surface, look at the edges. Study the design. If you find a fine condition piece, don't treat it casually. Treat it like the treasure it truly is. Protect it properly in a coin capsule. Avoid unnecessary handling and stay updated on its rising value. These coins do not appear every day. And when they do, collectors react fast. The Australia 50-cent 1978 coin is more than a collectible. It is a powerful symbol of hidden wealth, a masterpiece of the minting world, and a treasure that has risen in value to unbelievable heights. Coins like this remind us that extraordinary fortune can be sitting in the most ordinary places, waiting for the right eyes to recognize it. And remember, my channel Big Bucks Coins brings you fresh updates every single day, uncovering hidden treasures, revealing shocking values, and guiding you through the world of rare coins like no one else.